السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So inshallah we are going to begin with the next topic. So far we were talking about why Islam and understanding Islam. Today we are going to talk about the fundamental basic beliefs that we must properly understand. Not just know them, but properly understand exactly what do they mean and what implications do they have in our life. And that's what we're going to inshallah begin from today on until hopefully inshallah before Ramadan. I'm going to be gone for the whole month of Ramadan, so I will not be here. I'll be gone inshallah from May the 15th, and I'll be back to work on June the 24th. So inshallah we'll continue whatever is left over inshallah after I come back. So hey, alhamdulillah, I need some time to myself, Mahmoud. Okay, so we are going to inshallah begin with the beliefs, understanding the basic beliefs of Islam. And I'm just going to list them for you. First of all, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, belief in oneness of Allah, belief in His attributes, belief in angels, belief in the prophets, belief in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be last and final prophet, belief in revelations and Quran being the last revelation, belief in the day of judgment, belief in life hereafter, paradise and hell, and belief in Qadar. These are the fundamental beliefs of Islam, and I'm positive that inshallah all of you know about them and believe in them. Nevertheless, I'm not sure how many of you truly understand the implication of these beliefs. And we are going to talk today about the first three, which are the most important beliefs. The rest of it would only follow after those. So we are going to begin with belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His oneness and His attributes. The first three beliefs. When I say that we believe in Allah, we believe that He is the only one God, and we believe in all His attributes. Exactly what does that do for me in my life? Exactly what is the implication of this belief in my life? You see, we as individuals, as families, and as a community, and as the nation and Ummah of Rasulullah will not be able to, and I'm going to repeat, will not be able to do anything to save the Ummah, to save our family, to save our community, to save our Iman, to save ourselves, unless the aqaid are properly understood, bought in, and lived by. Does that make sense? One of the reasons why we have failed so badly in being a content and happy life, successful life here ourselves, our families, our communities, and our nation is because we don't understand. When we say we believe in these things, we don't understand what does that mean? How does that apply in my daily life? That's what I'm going to talk about today, inshallah. So, the first one, there is a God. We spent many weeks talking about there is a God, am I right? Am I right? Is there any doubt in anybody's mind that there is indeed a God? Anybody? No. Alhamdulillah. The next step is, no one created him. He was and always will be there. My dear children and brothers and listening sisters, once you said and believed that there is a God, and that no one created him, he always was and will always be there, the doubt in your mind and in your heart should never ever occur, regardless of who tells you what. What do the scientists, the philosophers, and whoever else tell you what? That doubt should never come into your mind ever again. Does that make sense? If it does make sense to you, and if it doesn't make sense to you, please understand it well now, before we go into other things. When you say there's a God, and we talked about for many weeks, understanding in a rational way that there is no possibility that there's not a God, that there indeed is a God. And we talked about it not from Quran, but from a logical, reasonable way, rational way. We also talked about that there cannot be more than one God. There cannot be any associates and partners with the God, because they'll always be fighting. Am I right? So there should never, ever be any doubt in your mind about if there's a God, if He is the only God. Get it? Please stop and ask me questions if you have. I don't mind. But understand it well. Number 3, He is not like anyone, and no one else is like Him. This is a very, very, very important thing to understand about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Often our iman is tested, and shaitan is successful in putting his poisonous waswas in our mind, pointing out to us what's happening in our families, with ourselves, in our nations, in our communities, with the ummah. Say, look, why isn't God doing something about it? Where is His mercy? Where is His power? All these things are happening to the Muslims. All these women are raped, and children are killed, and young men are killed. Why isn't God stopping them? He puts those kinds of questions in our hearts because we are hurting looking at these pictures and these news about what's happening to Muslims. Am I right? Forget about the nations and the ummah. People in their personal lives, when they're going through some hardship, they often question, I make all kinds of du'as, why isn't God listening to me? Where is He? Is He really there? Am I right? SubhanAllah, I deal with these situations all the time. When people come to me suffering for years, and they question, I make dua, Dr. Sadiq, all the time. I pray tahajjud, I pray do this, I do zakat, I make tawbah, and I just keep suffering from it. Where is God? This happens because we think of God like us. If you're walking on the street and you see a little boy fall, hurt himself, any human being would likely to go pick him and say, son, are you hurt? And help him, am I right? Am I right? In these countries, even if they see a dog on the street and a cat on the street, they will stop. They say, wait, there's a dog, maybe it needs help. And they'll call for help. They'll do whatever they can to help and console the dog. Am I right? That's our nature. That's human nature. And we, therefore, because we think of God as just like us, we expect the same from Him. We expect the same from Him, and we shouldn't, because He's not like us. His nature is not like us. The way He operates is not like us. The way His plans go is not like how we plan. There's nothing that He does we can understand just looking at ourselves as to how we do things. And that is extremely important to understand as part of understanding the nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it clear? We believe that nothing happens without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that right? I'm sure that there's nobody here that does not believe that. That nothing happens without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So anything that's happening within your personal life, the life of the children, the life of your family, your extended families, your community, the nations, anything that's happening, could it be happening without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Could it be happening without the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yes or no? No. And if it is happening because it is the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then is there a purpose behind it or not? Yes or no? There's a purpose behind it. Because nothing He does is for fun. Nothing He does is just to take the revenge. Because you are not listening to me like we do. Nothing He does for no reason. It is serving a purpose. And we get angry at Him because we don't understand the purpose. But there indeed is a purpose. It is not that He's letting the whole nation of Islam suffering like they're suffering right now, being killed, destroyed, given bad name to, made bad propaganda against. Nothing of those things happening without His will and without Him knowing what purpose is it serving. Agreed? Now the implication of that understanding is very important. If you truly believe that, then the implication of that understanding is when you see these pictures on the TV, when you hear these news about what's happening in the TV, one thing that you never ever do is question God. Never ever. If you truly believe what I just said, then you would never ever believe or question God. Why is allowing this to happen? Because He has a reason. You and I may not know. And He never wills ill for anyone. Everything He does is for the best, not for the worst. Agreed? Allah is not revengeful. Allah does not get upset because we did not obey Him. If the entire world, all creatures living, would never ever sin and become totally obedient servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it won't do anything for Allah. Am I right? It will not do anything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will not any greatness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It would not make Him feel, wow, I'm now the best of the king. No. And if the entire creation of this earth became sinful, transgressed, and revolted against Allah, it will not take away one grain's worth of greatness from Him. Am I right? So therefore, what we do and what we don't do doesn't bother Him. But He wishes for us to do good. And He puts these tests on us individually and collectively to keep waking us up. To keep waking us up. Wake up. Understand why you are here. Wake up. Understand what is going to take this pain away from you. Wake up and understand how can you make these bad times, hard times, troubles go away. These are wake-up calls, and they will continue until we don't wake up. They will continue. These hardships, all these problems we are suffering, all these atrocities we are suffering will not stop until we wake up. So when we see these things happening around us, we should just knock on our own heads and say, I need to wake up. I need to wake up. I need to understand that I have no other way for doing anything for myself, my children, my family, my nation, the nation of Rasulullah without waking myself up first. You can tell Muslims the glorious stories of our predecessors. You can cite to them all the battles they fought, all the sacrifices they gave, all what they did for the ummah. It won't make a zero difference. Because what they did required proper beliefs and living by them first. Am I right? It required that they properly understood their purpose of life and why were they there, and the position that Allah put them in, what were their responsibility in that position. That's why they were able to do it. Today, even a father and a mother and a wife and a child and a brother and a neighbor do not understand or buy into and live by what is expected of them in their role. Am I right? We are not. SubhanAllah, I'm doing marriage counseling for a couple. They are married for 6 years, and the sister says, the wife says, would you please explain to me what are our rights Islamically and responsibilities? Married 6 years. 6 years. Do they not really know what the rights of them are? Forget about the rights from Islam. Human rights. Just being humans. Just ethical rights. They don't follow it. How are we going to make any difference in the life of the Ummah of Rasulullah? How? How are you going to do it? There is no way. Which is why I keep insisting, what we need to teach ourselves, our young and our old, is proper aqaid. Understand them, not just to know them, but understand them. And understand what does that mean in my day-to-day life. Let's go to the next one. He has no associates or partners. He alone is the sovereign and master of everything he has created. The implication of that is the next point. None has the power, right, or authority to intervene or force him to do anything or not do anything. What he has decided, what he has planned for you individually, for me, for a community, for a nation, what he has decided, nobody can change this. There's no change in the verse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When an amr has come, khalas, that's done. That's why, even in the day of judgment, or for the day of judgment, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to admonish and warn his own family members that in the day of judgment, do not count on me to intervene. Do not count on me for intervening on your behalf, because I will be worried that day for my own self. Is this true or not? Today we are asking everybody in the world to intervene and make things better for us. Am I right or wrong? Look at ourselves individually. Look at the whole world, specifically Islamic world. We all look at somebody else to intervene and change the decisions that are being made. Am I right or wrong? Our belief is nobody has the power, right, or authority to intervene or force him to do anything or not do anything. This also takes away the beliefs such as, if you believe in Jesus alayhi salatu wasalam, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, then he will intervene on your behalf and you're going to be all free to go to Jannah, because that means that he has some authority and power and the right to do so, which he doesn't. Which also means that if we believe the same kind of thing about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah protect us from such beliefs. That if we believe in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, khalas, that's all. We just would go into Jannah just holding his hands. And there are lots of people who believe that. But if you just love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's very similar belief as Christians. But it says, instead of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, it says Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, khalas, you sing anashid about him, lots of anashid about him, and you make lots of mawlud about him, khalas, you just hold his hand and just go into Jannah. This is kufr. Am I right? This is kufr. Allah says in the Quran, nobody would have permission on that day to open their mouth. The entire sovereignty would be just for me. And only that person will be given the opportunity to speak and to intervene on anybody's behalf whom Allah wishes to give that choice or give that freedom, or otherwise no. Forget about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, astaghfirullah. There are lots of people in our Muslim world that will go to shuyukh and have beliefs that if we only make ba'ah with such and such shaykh and we follow this such and such ways of being, khalas, we are going to be in Jannah. These are all kufr. These are not right beliefs. Nobody has the power, right, or authority to intervene or force him to do or not do anything that he has chosen to do. Sheikh Mahmoud, with all my respect, please correct me if I say anything wrong. I'm not a sheikh. So please feel free to correct me. I'm afraid when I speak about these things, because I know my level. Next one. He has created me and everything that exists in this universe. I am his product. He has created me. Whoever is created to serve the purpose of the Creator. Am I right? Does that make sense? Whoever is created, whatever is created, it is created to serve a purpose of the Creator. So, If I am created by Him, then I have to serve the purpose of my Creator. Makes sense? If I am created, that the logic tells me, the rational thinking tells me that therefore I should be there to serve the purpose of my Creator. Why? Because He has created everything purposefully. Next leaf. There's nothing He created that does not have a purpose. He has created everything purposefully. Which means the purpose of my creation then, as He tells me, is to live on this earth for a specified time according to the instructions He has provided me. Am I right? My purpose is, therefore, to live on this earth for a specified time, not forever. Not forever. Nothing would live and exist forever except He. My purpose is, on this earth, to live here for a specified time according to the instruction He has provided to me. Next point. Fulfill my responsibilities and obligations as specified by Him to manage my personal life, my family life, my community life, and all life on this earth. When I say obligations, if you translate that obligation into the scientific words, you say the features that I'm created for, the reasons what I'm created for, what I'm supposed to be doing. If you take the example of any machine, any computer, any product, it has been programmed to do a certain thing and is expected to keep doing that thing over and over and over again. Am I right? Same thing goes for us. We should program ourselves. The computers, the machines don't have a choice. The animals on the earth, the birds in the sky, the fish under the sea, and the insects in the ground don't have a choice. The mountains, the tree don't have a choice. They are programmed to keep making zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Am I right? From the morning to the night. From the morning to the night, they are programmed to keep making the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to keep singing His praise, and to keep doing what they are programmed to do. That's why there's no accountability for them. They have been programmed to do that. We haven't been. Then we need to program ourselves. We need to program ourselves to see, what am I doing here? How can I be of service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are His instructions that I must follow? Because to be able to manage ourselves, our lives, our family's life, our community life, we need to be able to make choices. We are not automatically programmed to do it. And that choice needs to be made based on what He has told us. We cannot, and we should not figure out for ourselves, how should I be a husband? Or what kind of father should I be? Or what kind of a wife should I be? Or what is the best way of being a child? Or what is the best way of being a neighbor or a friend? We cannot and should not try to figure that out ourselves. Because the definition of what is good varies from person to person, from time to time. Am I right? The definition of right and wrong keeps changing. Therefore, We have no choice but to make that decision and those choices based on the instructions He has provided. If the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it is the responsibility of man because I made him the leader of the household. It is his responsibility to provide for all the needs of his family. Am I right or wrong? He made us leaders. Now if I say, well, the time has changed, I can't provide for everything myself, I want my wife to work. And even if I can provide for my family, even then, I want her to work and contribute. Now, we are making up our own rules. Am I right? And we are going to suffer. As I see these sufferings day in and day out in my work. When people come up with these self-made expectations and self-made rules about what their role and their husbands and their wives and their children's role should be. They would always fail if we leave the instructions and start to make our own rules and instructions. And we would have nothing but fight with each other about who is right and who is wrong. A 36-year-old woman lives with her family, eats there, has a place to stay, is wasting her life, not doing anything with herself, secluded herself from the whole family, not wanting to relate to anybody, wants to be left alone. And yet where her mother says, this is not acceptable. How long? You know you don't have a father, we are divorced, we don't have. I'm your father, I'm your mother. And I have been providing for all of you, 7 of you, 8 of you. How long do you expect me to do that? You should be doing something with that. She says, that's my life. Allah has given me the choice to make decisions for myself. You have no right to tell me anything, and you don't have any right to throw me out of your house because I am your daughter. These are self-made rules. You understand what I'm saying? We forgot what obligations Allah has placed upon children vis-a-vis their parents. We just make up our own rules. Result, family problems, marital problems, family breakdowns, you name it. Cannot afford to do that. Should not do that. What is the implication now? Learn and teach your children and your wives and your daughters and your friends. What are the obligations and responsibilities Allah has placed upon you? What are they? We have once we believe this, Allah is my creator and I'm there to serve Him, we give up our right of questioning anything He says. Am I right? We do not have any right to question anything He says. We have the right to say, please help me understand the wisdom behind it. I'm already doing it. I'm already obeying Him. I'm already practicing it. Help me understand the wisdom behind it. That's legitimate. But you cannot say, this simply does not make sense. This can't happen anymore. This was 1500 years ago. Times have changed. We cannot live like this anymore. As soon as you do this, you are out of Islam. Your Islam is khatam. Khalas, gone. Please understand what I'm saying. And please be mindful. Don't just listen to me and go away. You, I, none of us have a right anymore to question anything that He says. Agreed? Now, you're going to find other people questioning it. That's their problem. That is their problem. Don't take the ownership of arguing with them to convince them or to answer their questions, because the reason they are questioning is to get you into an argument. The reason they're questioning you and your belief is so that they can get you into an argument with them and try to convince you otherwise. Let them believe what they want to believe. Leave them. You stay steadfast on your iman and your belief. That's what it means. Understood? And I'm going to say one last thing today. I am an accountable being. If the choice is given to me, along with that choice comes accountability. If the authority has been given to me, along with that authority comes responsibility and accountability. I can never, ever get away from the consequences of the choices I make. I can never, ever get away from being held accountable for the choices I made. Because I am an accountable being. And will be held accountable, rewarded or punished by Him on the day of accountability. Obviously, it stands to logic. If you are in the service of an employer and he is paying you or she is paying you for you doing the expected job, if you do it really well, you are rewarded for it, am I right? You get good evaluations, you get bonuses, you get all the rewards, you get your praise is raised, everything. If you fall short of your accountability and what you were supposed to do, would they keep giving you your paycheck? Will they keep giving a good evaluation? Pats in the back? Wonderful. That's okay. Just be careless. If you don't do the job, that's okay. Here's your paycheck. It does not stand to reason. It does not stand to logic. We are accountable. And we have to serve a purpose. We have a job to do. If we do it, we are going to be rewarded for it. That's what we call paradise. This is what paradise and Jannah is all about. The reward of doing your job. And when you do a good job, your employer is pleased with you, am I right? When we do a good job as the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and serving Him, Allah is pleased with us. And we may get extra bonuses in Jannah for that as well. And if we did not live up to what He expected from us, we're going to suffer the consequences of it. It's not Him who is going to do us injustice. It's our own doings that will bring us the punishment, and that's what we call hell. In the dunya, you may call it prison. Am I right? In the dunya, you can call it prison. In hereafter, it's called hell. And the Creator has promised, on that day of accountability, not a grain worth of dhulm will be done on anybody. Not a grain worth of dhulm, injustice, will be done on anyone. They will only pay for the choices in their deeds. What is the implication of that in our lives? If we truly understand what I'm talking about, if we truly understand that, and if you truly buy it, take it home with you, not just forget about it from here, says good speech. Take it home with you. Think about it and ask yourself, what I want to do right now, what I'm doing right now, is this serving the purpose of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm going to be held accountable. I know I'm going to be held accountable. I know I'm going to suffer the consequences of it. I'm being angry right now. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling angry at my child. The child is feeling angry with the father, with the mother. You may be feeling angry with your husbands and wives or your friends. You can't deny you're feeling angry. That's human. But this says, what you do with this would have a consequence. How you deal with that anger will have a consequence. And if you give yourself 15 seconds when you get angry, for example, 15 seconds, or when you feel jealous with someone, 15 seconds think, I am feeling this feeling. It's not a good feeling. I feel bad that I'm feeling this way, but I'm feeling this. What am I going to do with this? Wallahi, I'm teaching you this principle that I teach to all my clients that I see. Take 15 seconds. When you have a severe, strong feeling, take 15 seconds to sit back and reflect. Say, I'm feeling this way. What am I going to do with this? Because whatever I choose to do, I would pay a consequence for it. There will be a payoff. Wallahi, that those 15 seconds will bring rational thinking in your mind. Will cut down the severity of the emotion. And you will choose to gradually behave and know what would be Allah's pleasure in this situation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and you wisdom to understand what we are listening, to take it to heart and to live by them. And I'm going to start with this. We talked about two beliefs. Basically understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We still have to talk about understanding His attributes. We'll continue next week inshallah. And this is where inshallah I will end today. Assalamu alaikum.